What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I want to report some news on Gennady Golovkin. The new news has brewed in that Gary Spike O'Sullivan has turned down the fight with Gennady Golovkin, and a lot of fights have fell through. Okay. You had a Mexican guy that they wanted. They mentioned Gilberto Ramirez, and Gilberto, he's he's a 168-pound champ. So that really wouldn't fly unless Golovkin went up there. But like that's not, I don't think that would be in order. I don't think that'd be appropriate at this time. They mentioned Vinas Martirosyan, and the problem about that is, man, for one, he's a 154-pounder. He's not even in a middleweight, okay? So if they were trying to fight him, that really totally contradicts what they did to Canelo back in the day, stating he wasn't a middleweight or he didn't want to come up there to that weight class because, he wasn't at that weight class. But you expect a 154 guy that never fought at 160 to fight you, the champ. I thought that was foul because you have so many other guys up there. So you had a Mexican guy. I don't know the name of him. I don't know his name. Gary Spike O'Sullivan fell through. Danny Jacobs, he couldn't fight Danny Jacobs. That was one of my choices. That would be like one of the top 3 choices. But the problem is you can't pick and choose too picky. You can't be too picky. And I know they were trying to look for a fight because they were focused on Canelo, and that's a hell of a thing when you're focused on this particular fighter and then all of a sudden he drops out due to some bullshit. Okay, we know that, but that's the reality of it. It's what happened, so you have to move on. Like they stated, hey, we're gonna move on and get another opponent or whatever. But here's the deal. You can't be picky about it. You got guys there that wants to fight. You got Jamal Charlo wants to fight. He'll drop out of his fight to take that fight. I'm pretty sure he would. His name never was mentioned. Andrade went on record, hey, I'll fight him. And I think Andrade needs, Boo Andrade needs money, dude. I mean, I think he needs a fight. He needs a big defining fight. Not saying he's just dead broke, but he's not living large like or comfortably like other champs or other fighters that are undefeated, that been through the things that he's been through in the ring. And I think that's due to, some on shit he has going with his promotional company and his own decisions. You know what I'm saying? But that's another video to be talking about. But nonetheless, he does want to fight Golovkin. And Golovkin's camp, K2 Promotions, I don't know. I think that's always been a downfall for Gennady Golovkin having, a poor promotional company. And this just reflects on the unprofessionalism that they have because you have guys that drop out all the time. You know what I'm saying? I remember, what's the fight Adrian Broner was having against, damn it, what's his name? I can't even remember his name now. But anyway, he's replaced by Jacob Vargas, and that happened quick. You know what I mean? They like, oh, you're dropping out? Oh, we're putting him in that fast. You know what I mean? That was quick. Damn it, I can't remember his name. But anyway, both of those cats went to jail. It was crazy. But, K2 Promotion, it looks like they're slow. I think their process is slow. I don't think they move fast enough. I don't think the people are really putting in work for him. For that reason, I would suggest, well, I mean, it's pretty much too late now. He's kind of in the same category as Manny Pacquiao when it comes to getting him good fights. He's been with them so long, he showed loyalty to them. I mean, they're a lot better than Universal, but you ask yourself, how better are they than Universal? Because now, yeah, he landed the first Canelo fight. He got the Danny Jacobs fight. Danny Jacobs stood, he was the one that, was brave enough to step up to the bat. He wasn't the first. David Lemieux was the first. But, Danny Jacobs actually opened the floodgates for people that wanted to fight Golovkin. And, but still, he's still having problems getting fights. So beggars can't be choosers because he needs a fight. And if he doesn't take the fight, if he drops out, if he stops this particular whole promotion, he's going to lose a lot of money, a lot of time that he's already working in the gym. The dude is 36 years old, you know, and that's only going to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to help him. It's going to hurt him, you know, because he's already put in the time and the training. Dude, the fight was supposed to be, it's less than a month away. It's like freaking 2.5 weeks away, right? Like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks away, and he does not have an opponent. So, yeah, I mean, there's nobody that could get in shape that time that does not just, that's available right now that hasn't already called him out. So he needs to get Andrade, and I know Andrade's a slick character, you know, and he's a fast character, you know, but, I mean, these are the fights that people wanted to see anyway. You know, it's a cult following interest of guys wanting to see what Andrade's going to do to anyone that has any type of name. So, you know, Golovkin, and this also shows this too, you know, if it's him actually calling the shots or his desire to fight these guys or his undesire to fight these guys, it shows that, you know, he has done the same thing everyone else has done. You know what I mean? And, you know, he's got a reputation, and then he starts picking who he wants to fight instead of, hey, I'll fight all comers, you know, like it used to be, you know, and that's what I'm totally for. You know, the guy, the champion that can fight everyone, you know, anyone that comes, hey, I want to fight, you know, and then coming from someone like Golovkin, you know, he did the same thing. Keith Thurman's doing the same thing now. You know, Mayweather did it for a while. And, you know what I mean? Pacquiao did it. You know, these guys, they would get to a certain plateau. And then they feel they no longer have to, you know, take on newcomers, which I always, you know, just disagree with because that's not the case. He should take the Andrade fight. It's either Andrade because Gary Spike O'Sullivan dropped down. He didn't want to fight. And that would have been a good fight, but I see Golovkin winning that fight. So you could tell that was an easy pick. Vanes Martirosyan, he's not even a weight class. Not saying he couldn't put up a good fight. I'm just saying he doesn't have, you know, they look, the sanctioning bodies didn't even approve that fight because they knew he's not a middleweight. He's a junior middleweight. Okay. So, you know, that fell through, and he doesn't have any more options. He either fights Andrade or some other guy. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, you know, but again, nobody ever heard of this guy at all either. And that wouldn't be right for the fans, for anyone. You know, he needs to see, if you're on a certain plateau, you need to keep fighting guys to that same level. You don't, especially to replace Canelo Alvarez. Okay. So, look at, the can man, Adrian Broner. He's fighting Jesse Vargas, you know, and, Omar Figueroa was his hook pounder. Now I just remembered. Omar Figueroa was his opponent, but look at Omar Figueroa. He was undefeated, you know, so they needed someone that of equivalent balance of name recognition to fight. So he needs someone that, look, Andrade is undefeated. He's an ex-champion at 154. He is acclimated at 160. He's calling out Golovkin. That's who you're supposed to fight. You don't supposed to wait and say, oh, you know what, I don't know now. I don't know. No, you know now. You know, because you were once Boo-Boo Andrade at once upon a time. You once wanted to fight the best, and other guys didn't want to fight you. And you know what it's like to feel that way. When you get rejected from fights, you know that you're qualified to fight. So that's it, guys. I mean, that's all it is to it. You know, he can cancel it and waste more precious time and wait till September and hope Canelo can come out of his mess that he's in. You know what I mean? Or he can fight and do what a real champ does and keep fighting the best. Because there's life after Canelo. You know what I mean? And somebody should convince Gennady Golovkin of that. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about it, because that's my opinion. And please subscribe, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.